Yo! The Philadelphia 76ers get it done in overtime. Down the stretch. No Joel Embiid, big bucket after big bucket. And the Sixers pull it off in overtime. Welcome on in, Sixers post-game live RB. Philly Take with RB. You know what to do. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're bringing you constant Sixers coverage, play-by-play, news and analysis, rumors, post-game lives like this one. We are here in the chat. Sixers get it done 122-119 in overtime. The Sixers advanced to 31-19 on the season, and they are now a half a game out of first in the Eastern Conference. Why? Because this team has grit and resiliency. They are maturing, and you know what? You thought I wasn't coming, but I'm here, and I have some things to say about this team, man. What a freaking game. Battling toe-to-toe down the stretch. The Maxey and Morant show. No Joel Embiid. Everybody blew us off. I would say about 98% of Sixers fans, maybe 99%, thought the Sixers were going to lose this game, rightfully so. Rightfully so. But the Sixers get it done. Why? Because they played defense, because they hit their shots more than Memphis, because they hustled, they out-rebounded, they did everything right. And, you know, back and forth down the stretch. We're going to get into each specific player, but how about Tyrese freaking Maxey? Oh, my gosh, man. Tyrese Maxey. You know what? This is just absolutely insane because this is what Tyrese Maxey can be, man. This is what Tyrese Maxey can be. Every single night, Tyrese Maxey can be this number 2 guy in the offense. Every night he can be this guy in the offense. It's a shame that Joel Embiid has to be out for him to do it. But you know what? Maxey has star written all over him, man. 33 points, 8 rebounds. Hold up. Let me see if I can minimize this a little bit and move it up here. Because y'all, I mean, this was an unreal game, man, for Tyrese Maxey. Unreal, man. 33 points, leading the charge, toe-to-toe against Ja Morant. 33 points, okay? 8 assists, 3 rebounds, 4 blocks. Here, I'll show the thing so you can see it yourself. I'll show the thing. 4 blocks for Tyrese Maxey? Man, Tyrese Maxey is just, he's unreal, man. 13 for 23, 23 shot attempts. You know what? I got to start pumping out my chest more. That's right. I'm coming for all the haters, man. First and foremost, man, how many times have I told y'all Tyrese Maxey can be that dude? All right. Tobias Harris also had a splendid game tonight. You see that? 31 points out of Tobias Harris. I know what they're going to try to say. 25 shot attempts. Did Tobias have a couple mishaps down the stretch? Yeah, he did. But overall, Tobias has now played his 4th straight quality game. It's time to pass around the Tobias Harris apology forms. It's time to do it. And it's time to pass around the apology forms to the people that want to wait until the offseason. No, how many times have I said and sat up here, and I've been taking slack for it? This Sixers team, with 1 trade and 2 upgrades at the bench, maybe even 1, can contend in the Eastern Conference. This Sixers team, they know how to win games, and they're developing, and with a $33 million salary cap filler sitting at home, they are out here, and they just beat the 3rd team in the West. Don't try to play off the Memphis Grizzlies. They're a damn good team. Memphis is a damn good team. Ja Morant is a damn good player, and the Sixers just stuck it to him without Joel Embiid. All these guys, and I want to hear them. They're going to, you know, everybody that talks about Tobias and they talk about Niang and they talk sometimes about Maxey. I want to hear from them, man. We are going to open up the phone lines. Sixers post-game live presented by yours truly. We're going to open up the phone lines. I want to hear them all because Every guy that a lot of Sixers fans swear can't play, they just came out here and stuck it to Memphis. That's right, the third best defensive team in the league. One of the top 3 rebounding teams in the league. The Sixers out-hustled them. When all the spotlight was off, these players came out and they stuck it to Memphis. And they went to overtime without a star, and they won this game. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty, man, but overall, this is just an unbelievable performance, man. This is an unbelievable performance, and everybody deserves credit. Seth Curry was having a miserable game, and he did for the most part, 4 for 15 from the field. But you know what he did? He had 9 points in the fourth quarter. He didn't score to the fourth quarter. He came up big, and he hit big shots. I just can't get over Tyrese Maxey going downhill. You need one shot with 25 seconds to go left in the game. And for once, how long has it been since the Sixers had a player where you just give that guy the ball and say, go put it on the floor and get me a bucket? Tyrese literally put it on the floor with his left, drove head first to the basket, and he just blew by everybody. Easy lay. Then the refs, we'll talk about the refs because they were abysmal. Okay, the refs tried to screw us about 4 to 5 times in the last 5 minutes of the game, including overtime. They give Doc a tech. They don't call the foul on Seth Curry. Okay, they call the foul against Ja Morant. Now, luckily, Ja Morant missed 2 big free throws in the last couple minutes of the game. And then going into overtime, the refs tried to screw us again. But you know what the Sixers did? They willed through it. They moved through it. Jump ball here, foul here. The Sixers were getting done wrong in terms of the fouls tonight. I haven't looked at how many there were, but for a good portion of this game, Memphis had significantly more foul calls in our home building. That ref that was like 73 years old, the guy that gave Doc Rivers a tech for arguing an obvious call that should have been a foul twice, because Ja Morant swatted Seth Curry, and then Jaren Jackson Jr. hit him from behind. So the refs literally tried to do us dirty in this one about 5 times in 3 minutes. And the Sixers muscled through, and the guys that everybody swears trash are out here balling, okay? And did you see Joel Embiid charging from the locker room? Hold up, let's see if we can try to get that video. Because Joel Embiid came surging from the locker room celebrating. Why? Because he's a leader, and he's having fun, and he trusts in this team. I've said it once. I've said it twice, 3 times. I will say it again. This Sixers team is not far off. You get us a couple pieces. You do not hesitate to make this trade. The East is wide open, and the Sixers just keep on winning games. By the way, if you need me to put it in context, here you go. 15-3 in the last 18 games. You know the only team in the league that had a better record in their last 17 games? It is the Memphis Grizzlies, and the Sixers just took them down without their all-world godly player, Joel Embiid. What a freaking statement win. This is one of the craziest games I've seen this year, and I'm proud of the guys for sticking through and muscling through. Thibault was getting cooked at the end. Overall, I thought he had a decent game, but Thibault, I got to give credit to Ja Morant, too, because he's just almost unguardable at that point. Ja Morant finishes with 37 points, 15 for 30 from the field. Went to the line late, missed a couple bad free throws, but, he had a heck of a game. Ja Morant is that dude, man. Ja Morant is that dude. And how about Desmond Bane, his counterpart? Oh, remember when I got slack because I wanted Desmond Bane in the draft? And he dropped 34 tonight, 12 for 21. These dudes were not missing. Shout out to them, man. They have a good, young, upcoming team, and that was a huge one, man. TC with the $2 donation. Appreciate that. He says, 4 good games for the highest paid player. Stop it. See, here we go with these little Tobias haters for no reason, bro. You cannot like Tobias because of what he did throughout this beginning part of the season. I completely agree. He was not playing up to par, but to sit here and act like Tobias Harris hasn't put together 4 quality games is absolutely asinine. It's insane. Tobias Harris is finding what made him work last year. And how many more games is it going to take for people to see that? How many more games is it going to take for you to see that he's starting to put together a stretch where he's not doing too much and too little. And again, he had some bad plays down the stretch. The missed putback layup, a couple other ones we tried to put in his hands. But you know what you have to do in that situation on a nightly basis? You got to give it to Tyrese Maxey, because for some reason, Doc Rivers doesn't do that. And when Joel Embiid is in the game, Maxey just defers and defers and defers. But we saw it tonight. Maxey, even in his second year at 21 years old, can be that guy where you give him the basketball and he just goes and gets you a bucket in crunch time, man. Maxey was unreal. I mean, the pick and roll floaters, coming downhill, off the dribble, baseline, the phase. I mean, Maxey was unreal, man. Tonight was like, it was just one of them games where it's like, this is what Maxey can be for this team, man. This is what Maxey can be for this team. Actually insane, man. Actually insane. It was the John Morant and Maxey show for an entire quarter. It was the Maxey and Morant show for an entire quarter. They were just going at each other's necks, but it was fun to watch, man. Two crazy athletic, ball-dominant guards. You saw that right there, the little scoop and this little scoop underhanded lay. Like, John Morant was just doing absolutely crazy things tonight. Matisse Thybulle fouled him on that last one, which sucked. I thought the Sixers had a couple bad decision fouls where they could have just let it go. But how about Andre Drummond too, man? I mean, he was manning down low. Andre Drummond had 23 rebounds in this game. You ask Andre Drummond to step in for Joel Embiid on a rest day, he gives you 23 rebounds and 16 points, 8 for 11. And how about a couple of the big blocks? He had 3 blocks. I still don't know how Tyrese Maxey had 4 blocks in his game. He probably never had more than 2 in a game. And Andre Drummond with 3 blocks. He had a couple big ones late. A couple of those late possessions where the Grizzlies are trying to fight. They're trying to put it up. The rest were giving them a lot of fouls. But that one possession where Drummond blocked it like 2 times in a row, man, it was amazing. It was amazing, man. Philly Talk Podcast says Bane averages 18 LOL. Bane's a good player, man. I wanted Bane in the draft. I really liked him. Shout out to everybody in here. 250 in the chat, guys. Hit the like button if you are enjoying the stream, man. We're going to open up the phone line soon. I can't wait to get some fan reactions. Subscribe if you're new, guys. Help us keep growing the content. We're going to be covering this team every day up until the trade deadline. And let me know, should we make a trade? Should we make a trade? I'm excited to hear it all, man. The Sixers can't waste this chance, man. We are not as far off as everybody else makes it seem. We are not as far off, man. We are not that far off. Tobias Harris, 31-5-5 tonight. How about Tobias finding his groove, man? Got to keep it up. Got to keep it up. I got to find this clip of Joel Embiid. Here it is. Here it is. Look at this. This is what a leader looks like. Charging out to the locker room. That's what a leader looks like, man. That's what a leader looks like. Toby is responding to Chrism. I love it, like unlike some players. Exactly. That's what you do when the fans come at you. And the fans come out and they tell you to get better. He gets better, man. He gets better. Gosh, what a game, man. And you could just feel the energy. It felt like a playoff atmosphere. It felt like a playoff atmosphere, man. Sixers shot 35% from deep in this game. Grizzlies only 20. Grizzlies were missing some shots, but I thought the Sixers really got up for this. And what have I said the last 5 live streams? I just don't know how to explain it, but the Sixers, they play down to competition. When we're playing these bum teams, these teams that are 15-36, we don't catch fire until the third quarter. We look bored, honestly, for half of the game. But when the Philadelphia 76ers need to, they kick it into gear. However, when we're playing against a team like this, look at the big teams we've played this year. Brooklyn, Golden State, Memphis. Some of these teams we've played at full strength, the Sixers come out and they have the energy. I'm not saying it happens all the time, but usually when we play a good team like this, you just see the energy level different. I saw it from the first tip tonight. Actually, I wasn't home until about the third tip. But from the third tip on, I saw this team just energized. The Wells Fargo was into it. These guys were hungry. There's probably a couple other games I'm missing, but every time we play a good team this year, the Sixers come out and they're on a different mindset. And honestly, I think it's just the long duration of an NBA season. And I think they kind of get bored sometimes, and then Joel has to come in and kick it into gear. And you know, I know we're you know, emphasizing this great energy right now. Let me keep it honest again. Let me keep it level-headed. By no means am I saying the Sixers team is the favorite in the East or anything like that. I never once said that. But my take on the situation, just my take, you may disagree. That's completely fair. My take is that the Philadelphia 76ers cannot waste this chance because they're not as far off as everybody thinks. Tyrese Maxey can easily give you 15 to 18 when he is aggressive. Seth Curry looked shaky tonight, but he usually needs a couple games to get back from an injury, get his rhythm back and going. Joel Embiid is that great. If Tobias is playing efficient like he has the last 4 games, we just need him to take a backseat role, right? What have I said? 18 to 20 a game. That's it. That's it. Take a backseat role, even if you want Maxey to take more shots. Tobias, take a backseat role. Don't do too much with the basketball. And when the bench plays like this, Niang hit a couple big threes in this game, man. 8 points for Niang off the bench. I love it.
Let's go.
8 points for Niang off the bench. How about Isaiah Joe, guys? You're not going to get that every game, especially because Doc probably won't play him after this. But Isaiah Joe had back-to-back 4-point plays. Got fouled on consecutive threes. He only played 14 minutes in this game. He had 10 points. Man, that was so good seeing Isaiah Joe get some run. So good, man. Birds Nation with a $5 donation says, Maxey is the truth. Yes, sir. Fire, man. Yeah, Maxey is the man. I don't want to include him in any trade packages because I just see, you know, when Doc Rivers allows Tyrese Maxey to be that guy in the offense, there's just nothing saying what can stop him. Did you see the burst off the dribble tonight? Did you see, and by the way, something else I noticed tonight, not only were the Sixers for once crashing more boards, but I thought the ball movement was crisp at a lot of points in this game. I'm seeing Maxey swing it. Right? Curry.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to MC sounding off the sirens, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. 300 plus in here, man. Guys, you ready for the phone lines? We're going to open them up in just a second. Hit the like button, though, guys. We got to get it to 100 likes. Don't know if we're there yet. But, yeah, man. Tyrese Maxey, when he puts the ball on the floor, and he was also igniting this crisp ball movement, man. I was seeing Curry go to Tobias, go to Maxey. The ball was flowing. It was great to see, and Drummond was down there hawking these boards, man. 23 rebounds for Drummond, man. And what a game. And how about Danny Green? I got to give him some love, too. 2 big threes. Guys, is Danny Green turning the corner? Because this is what he did last season. He was awful the first half of the year. Awful. And then he came out in the second half, and he got better. And, you know, since he came back now a couple games, Danny Green hit he hit a big shot late, that big 3. Man, that was huge. That was huge. Birds Nation, appreciate the $5 super chat. I agree with you 100%. Shout out to my guy, King Devon Sports, coming with the $2 donation. Appreciate him a lot. Thank you for supporting the channel. And then we got MC sounding off the sirens, man. Let's go. Drop it in the chat, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man. I had to do it for the one time. Sixers post-game live. We're about to get into the caller reactions. I still have a lot more I want to talk about, but I'm just so hyped. I got to hear from some passionate Sixers fans, man. If you guys are new to the channel, that's what we do here. You know, constant coverage, play-by-play, post-game, news coverage, all that stuff, man. We got the voice of the fans, and I can't wait to hear some passionate calls about this one. I bet people are fired up. MC with the $10 donation says Sixers in third place in the East, half game out of first. Guys, we are a half game out of first in the conference. Half game out, guys. We are 10 days away from the trade deadline. 10 days. You can't sit here and tell me this season should be a wash. Because every time we play these teams, we get up. We get up and we play these teams. I'm not saying we're the favorite again. But this team can absolutely contend if they make the right trade, man. Oh, man, what a freaking game. By the way, though, the Memphis Grizzlies, like I said, much respect to them. They're a great team. I think they had 13 steals tonight. 14 steals. I apologize. Sixers had 12 blocks, though. Sixers were all over them cats. Thibault, Maxey, Drummond, man. We were holding our end of the bargain, man. We were holding our end of the bargain. I predicted at the beginning of the season that this Sixers team would finish 4th in the conference. Right now, I didn't expect us to be 3rd before the trade deadline. I didn't, honestly. But this team is 15-3 in their last 18 games. Absolutely amazing. We're about to get to the call-ins, man. Call into the show, 215-798-7638. Bring the passion, man. Remember, it's a friendly show. Give us your pure thoughts. Oh, man, I'm excited. I would have done this game live, but like I said, I wasn't home for the beginning of it. But, man, it turned out to be some freaking game, didn't it? Unbelievable game, man. Unbelievable way to battle without your captain, man. Cruciete with the $2 super chat. Thank you very much for supporting. Says Ben will have passed that open dunk layup, but not Maxey. Maxey was just unreal. The play that stands out to me from Maxey is that final one in regulation where, we just needed a play, and Maxey just puts it right on the floor, drives to the basket, blows by everybody. The crowd's pumping him up. Ja had a really tough bucket where he got fouled by Thibault, but the Sixers come back, man. And again, Curry got fouled. He should have went to the line, but of course they didn't call that. Of course they didn't call it. But, man, this team, something that's different from previous years, in my opinion, is just like, I don't know. They just have, like, the pulse of the fans. You can just, it's a little bit of a different vibe, in my opinion. Just a little bit different of a vibe, in my opinion. Like, these dudes are fun to root for, man. Even though, there's a lot of questions. Shout out to my man Rick Bennett coming in with the mega bomb. Show him some love in the chat. Guys, call into the show, 215-798-7638. We're going to get to the phone lines. Call into the show, guys. I need to hear from some passionate Sixers fans. But, yeah, even though there's a lot of questions, this team's just fun to root for, man. It's just really fun to root for. Really fun to root for. Shout out to Rick Bennett. Show him some love in the chat. Great channel member. Shout out to all the channel members, by the way. Coming in, showing some love. We're almost at 50, guys. The more we get, the better things that are coming, man. Shout out to Rick Bennett with the $20 donation. Said, this is worth a yes, sir. We need the puzzle finished. I love how you put that, Rick.
Yes, sir.
We need the puzzle finished. Make the trade. Sign the Tobias apology forms and sign the make the trade forms. Let's go all in and make something happen, man. Let's go freaking do it. Guys, calling to the show, 215-798-7638. Let's go to our first caller. Yo, what's going on? You're on the line. Hello?
Hello.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
I just have a question. Who do you think is the best matchup in the playoffs that the Sixers will want to match up against?
That I have no clue about, to be honest. It depends what happens after the trade deadline. But I would not want to go up against one of those scrappy defensive teams, I'll tell you that. I mean, it depends. But, like, even a team like Brooklyn, I think we could take down, really. But it depends who's in the showdown,
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate your show so much.
All right, thank you, man. All right, let's get a caller in here about the game, man. So I'm waiting for somebody to just freaking break with passion, man. I know you guys are there just ready to rock. You guys got to be there, man. That's how I was. I was screaming at the end of this game. I was screaming at that ref, too, who tried to screw us over about 4 or 5 times in the last 2 minutes of the game. Let's see what we got, man. Yo, what's good? You're on the show.
Hey, what's going on? Philly Sad here. What a game. Oh my gosh, yo. I never got this excited about a game before, but this is great, man. I don't know where to start. Maxey did great. Tobias, Doc even did great. Like the bench, Korkmaz didn't even play. I don't even know what else to say, RB, but it's probably the best game I ever had in the regular season that I ever watched or anything like that, man. Oh, this is great, man.
Yeah, unbelievable game, man. What a showdown, man. And the Sixers get it done. They keep on proving people wrong. I love it, man.
That's all I got, man. Thanks for having me on,
call,
man.
Ben. Thank you, bro. What a matchup, man. I would take a Sixers-Memphis series. That would be really fun to watch, even though I think Memphis would give us a tough time. They didn't have Dylan Brooks tonight either. Sixers didn't have Korkmaz. Bench started showing up. What's going on? You're on the line.
Hey, what's up? So first of all, Maxey is my hero. I love him. He's fucking crazy. So with us beating the Grizzlies without Joel, and you think if we do well against the Suns up here and some of the other bigger teams, you think we have a chance for a championship this year?
Look, man, I'm telling you, I think if we make the right necessary moves, I say we have a good shot at competing. I'm not going to say we're the favorite, but this team, like I said, they just keep willing their way through adversity, and they've gone through it ever since the offseason. I think the Sixers, man, have as good a shot as anybody in the Eastern Conference if they upgrade their team a little bit.
For sure. Do you think that Tyrese could be a future All-Star as well?
Man, Tyrese is definitely a future All-Star. He's a future star in itself. I mean, he has the intangibles to him. He works hard, and his game just keeps developing. Look at last year to this year. It's only going to get better. He's only 21, years old.
For sure. Yeah, he's my favorite player right now.
What do you think? Can the Sixers be a championship team this year? What do you think? Do we make the trade?
I think we should make the trade with Ben. But Philly has that magic. So
okay, let's do it, man.
You never know what can happen. Obviously we can get to the playoffs. We can do bad, but all I can do is really hope and pray that we keep taking dubs like we did against the Grizzlies tonight.
Yeah. Hey, let's keep it going, man. Appreciate the call. All we can do is keep taking dubs. Man. We're going to let them keep talking about us, and we'll just keep taking W's, man. All we can do is win games for now 31-19, missing $33 million this year. Like, nobody would have thought we would do this right now. This was a big win, man. It showed a lot about our team. Just like the Brooklyn win, the Warriors win. That's the type of game this was. Because if I'm being completely honest, I didn't think we were winning this game without Joel Embiid. But this team fights, man. These are the type of wins that build character. These are the type of wins that mean a little bit more during the regular season. And I just see these type of wins helping to build later on. Like later in the season, when we start talking about the Warriors and Nets, we're going to talk about this win because it was huge, man. And it went to OT in our building, and we held our ground. Carlos with the $2 donation says, RB, great win. Let's go. Guys, everybody's pumped up. Everybody's pumped up, man. Call into the show, 215-798-7638. We're going to try to get as many on here as we can. Still got some more to break down, but holy smokes. Sixers get it done in overtime without Joel Embiid. Let's see if the media starts talking about us now, man. They probably won't. People have the audacity to tell me that the supporting cast on this team can't play, that Joel Embiid isn't the MVP. Come on, man. It's crazy, man. This team, this is a big win, and we deserve the recognition for it. What do you guys think, man? We're going to make the trade? We're going to make something happen? Can Daryl Morey sit here after watching these last couple games? Obviously, this team right now, currently constructed, is not a championship winner, but is he going to look at this team right now and not pull the trigger on something? Doesn't have to be the Kings or this or that, but something. You get a couple key bench players on this team, another quality starter. You're telling me this team can't compete? They can't have a shot? Man. This team, I'm telling you, man. This team they have a bit of fight in them that I haven't seen in previous years. They do. And I think we know why. I think it's because they've been through a lot of adversity. And I think, even through the ups and the downs, man, this team, they're kind of like the underdog, And I like it. I like it that way. I like being the underdog, man. But more, you got to do something. And I got a lot of slack on my video a couple days ago or yesterday when I said, Embiid's all world and, we got to make a trade. People still want to be patient. I don't know why. We got a team here, man. What's going on? You're on the show, man. Hello?
How you doing?
Yo, what up?
Hello?
Yep.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Hey, this is Marcia McCullum, originally from Philadelphia, but I live in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Marcia, thank you for calling in. How are you feeling after this one?
Hey, I'm feeling great. You know, the media never give us no play, but it's all good.
Nope.
I believe Philly can go all the way, no matter what they say. Die-hard Philly fan all the way, 100%. Maxey was a beast.
Yep.
Without Joel Embiid. They keep on doubting the Sixers, and we always come back.
Always. They're always down the Sixers. They don't give us any shot, but this team, they showed a lot of heart tonight.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate the call.
Great win.
Yep. Appreciate the call. Thank
No
you,
problem.
Marcia. Shout out to Marcia. Great channel member as well. Shout out to all the members in the house. Guys, hit that thumbs up button for your boy. Hit that like button if you're excited after this one. Look at that. Look at that energy at the Wells Fargo, man. Philly has the best fans in the world. Best fans in the world. RB, what a game with over $70 million not on the court. I can't say that anymore, man. Even though I never said it. And I was almost to my breaking point on Tobias, but like I said, he was going to find his rhythm somehow, some way. Tobias Harris will be fine, man. He just needs to take more of a backseat role, which he has been doing the last 4 games. He's not trying to force too much, and we're giving it to Maxey or other guys when we need to, man. Toby just needs to be serviceable on this team. Short-sighted, RB. We need to use the whole window of opportunity. Stop. You got to stop saying that stuff, man. We have a chance now. We had a chance last year. We have a chance now. I'm not going to wait and bank on a move that most likely will not happen. I don't know why people, like, after all we have had to wait through and sit through, we are willing to sit here and waste the rest of this season. It doesn't make sense. Just because Kendrick Perkins drops a report saying that James Harden wants to come to Philly, it doesn't make sense. Who knows what's going to happen in 6 months? 6 months ago, we thought every guy and their mom was going to be available at the trade deadline. Go back 6 months and give me a list of all the people that were claiming to be available at the trade deadline. And look at where we're at now. Anything can happen in 6 months. But I respect the takes, man. David with the $20 donation. Show him some love in the chat, man.
Yes, sir.
David, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the support. Says, for the late night grind, my guy. And the great dub, baby. Let's get a yes, sir. We already hit it. I didn't even read the message yet. Shout out to David, man. Shout out to all the channel members. Shout out to all the channel members, man. We got the Wizards. And then who do we have after that? The Suns? This Sixers team, man, they can definitely go on a run here. The Sixers win one more game and they get a little bit of help, or they win some of their next couple games and they get some help. This team could be first in the East. Now, I know it's a bit flawed. You know, we're playing some teams that are bad and don't have their full rosters and all this and that. But come on, man. Just like they were talking about some of these other teams, Memphis, Cleveland, right? They got to talk about Philly, man. They got to talk about us because we're showing some major heart, some major grit to ourselves. And that's what we've needed on this team for years. Love it, man. Let's go back to the lines, man. What's going on? You're on the show.
Big fan, man. Big fan. But I just got one thing to say. And we can so if Harris and Maxey, and we can just get a bench player, I think we actually can make it to the championship. So all we really need is Harris and Maxey to score. If they can score 20 points, let's get us to 20 points a game. I believe we actually can beat anybody any given night. We just need Harris and Maxey and our bench. Somebody off the bench just give us at least 15 points. I believe we actually can win like any night.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Tobias Harris, and all Tobias has to do is give us 18 to 20, give us 15 from Maxey, and we get another bench upgrade. I completely agree with you. I don't know why people seem to think we're farther off than we are, especially with how great Joel is playing, man.
But I also felt like Isaiah Joe would be the guy off the bench, but we just need someone. I take like I don't know who's a good like bench player, but to be honest, I take somebody like I don't even know. I don't even know right now, like, because I'm not sure we're going to trade like 2-5 to be honest, and I want to give us a weekend to take somebody off the bench, man. Because man, I don't know, like we actually can win because the East, like you were saying, the East is so open.
Yep.
And nobody can stop Joel right now. We just need, if we can just get one, we a bench away from winning it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we're that far off, man. I think we get maybe a quality starter and some bench help. I think we're there. Man. We just got to get this identity right on this team. And tonight was a pure example of it.
Yeah, man. But I appreciate you take my call.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate the calls, guys. Shout out to Mr. Wake Up with the $2 donation. If we trade for Anthony Simons, will it be enough? I don't know if Anthony Simons is ready to be the second option on a team, like on a championship team. I think he's a really good upcoming player. Instead of Anthony Simons, what do you think about CJ McCollum? I think McCollum could fit right in with this team. I'm a little bit conflicted because I think we need wing help. I do think we need a wing. That's what I've pretty much been saying the whole year. But honestly, even if we got even if we got like an athletic point guard or a shooting guard or allowed Maxey to play off the ball a little bit, I wouldn't even mind that either. But I do think we need some forward help. I think we need a little more size and athleticism because, it was crazy tonight that we even went toe-to-toe with the Memphis Grizzlies, especially in terms of like rebounding the ball. Look, we out-rebounded them by 1, but we're going to play a lot of tough teams. And in the playoffs, and this is another point I wanted to bring up. In the playoffs, everybody wants to talk about why we don't look as good this year, which is kind of a flawed argument. But everybody wants to talk about why the Sixers, don't look as good this year as last year. Now, my answer to that has been we're playing with a hole in the roster. We haven't got a replacement to see how things work. But let's not also forget, like, in the playoffs, this team has looked completely different the last 2-3 times we've been in the playoffs. And a major reason for that is because of 2-5's inability to play offense. That has been the reason, and that's another reason why Joel has escalated to another level this year. But the reason this team has looked so much different in the playoffs is because of 2-5's lack of offensive ability. And when we get to the playoffs this year, and I was thinking to myself earlier today, when you think about the Bucks or the Hawks last year or the Phoenix Suns, right? Did those teams really have like an overload of star power? Did they really have a surplus of star power? No, they had good fits around their star. They had good role players. They had tons and excess of shooting and defense and grit and heart. When we played the Atlanta Hawks, should we have won the series? Yeah. But Atlanta, they had shooters out the wazoo. You were kicking it to whoever. They were knocking down a big 3. You had Lou Will coming off the bench, torching the Sixers. Look at the Bucks. Literally 1 through 10 in that lineup, in that rotation, could shoot and play defense. Look at the Suns, man. They were quick, athletic. We just need a couple pieces like that. I would really prefer a couple shooters off the bench. I would really, really prefer that. We need some guys like that, man. We need some guys. I think Niang can hit the big shots when you need him to, and I think he's been absolutely great. I think Drummond is a little bit inconsistent, but when he gives you nights like this, especially when you ask him to step up, right? If Embiid ever had to sit out a game, Drummond could probably step in and be that guy for you. It's exciting, man. It's exciting. And another guy I was looking at today, which, again, I sometimes I don't understand the fan base sometimes. Apparently Spencer Dinwiddie is, not looking to get out of Washington, but the report is that Spencer Dinwiddie might end up getting moved because if you saw what he said a couple days ago, he tried to speak up and be a leader in the Wizards locker room, and Spencer Dinwiddie was pretty much shut out, and they didn't like that. And Dinwiddie's getting paid $18 million a year, and the first thing I see on Twitter when I go and reply to that, and I say, I would love to see Dinwiddie in a Sixers uniform, I just see a ton of Sixers fans just hating on that. And it's the same people that hate on Tobias, and they hate on Daryl Morey, and they hate on this and that. Like, Why can't we try? Like, imagine Spencer Dinwiddie off the bench. I know Dinwiddie has a bad contract per se because he's not playing that well this year, but how about a change of scenery? Spencer Dinwiddie would be great off this team off the bench. At least give him a chance. At least give him a shot. I don't know why nobody can be good enough. And then it's the same people that don't want to make any trade at all. There are a lot of players that would really help this team out right now, man. Like, do people just have a short memory? Do they not remember what Dinwiddie used to do to us? Do they not remember what Dinwiddie used to do to this team, man? I just don't get it. We are not that far off because of Joel, because of the spacing, and because of the elevation of guys like Tyrese Maxey. And because of the elevation of guys like George Niang to help out the bench. Like, we just need a few pieces, man. Just my opinion, though. Would love to hear you guys and your thoughts on that. We definitely got to take a few more callers, man. 215-798-7638. Call into the show. Give me your thoughts on the game. Give me your thoughts on the trade deadline. Whatever you're thinking. Whatever you have for me. Any questions, we'll read some off in the chat. We're up in here having some fun, man. Hit the like button if you guys are happy about tonight. Subscribe to the channel for sure. KP with the $5 donation. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Says, I know we definitely need a wing, but I kind of like DeJounte Murray as he can replace what Ben did. He's a walking triple-double. Don't know how it would work. Yeah, it would be a weird fit, but DeJounte Murray could come right in, and I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind playing Tyrese off the ball, maybe moving Seth to the bench with Danny Green. I wouldn't mind that at all. You might need to get creative if you want to make something happen. And for the last time, probably won't be the last time because I'll be talking about this the next 10 days. But these people that just keep on saying it's a star or nothing, it's a star or nothing, we are not getting a star. We are not going to wait and just have his value increase substantially out of nowhere. The guy hasn't done anything to increase his value. You got to make something happen, especially with the way this team is playing. But that is just my personal opinion. But DeJounte Murray would be a baller on this team. I'm ready to get creative, man, and go make something happen. What's going on? You're on Philly Take with RB.
Hey, RB, man, this is Wayne, man. Yo,
What's up,
got
man?
a good win tonight. Good win tonight, man. Maxey showed up, showed out, and Tobias did his thing.
Yep.
I just want to say, for all us Philly fans, man, James Harden is not it.
Thank you.
James Harden has never been clutch in the playoffs. He doesn't show up, and he just dribbles the air out the ball. We need ball movement, and we need young players around Joel Embiid.
Why do people think we're going to get James Harden now? It's 6 months away. Like, I just don't get it.
And we could win right now.
Yes.
We could win right now.
Yes.
The league is open. The league is open.
Exactly.
All right? Brooklyn looks shaky.
Yep.
We done took Chicago out too.
Exactly. Hey, let me ask you, is there any team right now that you look at and you're like, damn, I fear that team? Because for me, not really. Not really.
Not really. Because every team that I'll be like, all right, maybe we might have something in my is like what if they have no big man? They don't have no answer for JoJo.
Exactly.
There's no team that has an answer for JoJo, and if our role players are clicking, it's good.
And that's why
I think we can make that trade.
Exactly. And that's why I'm saying if we get to the playoffs, all we're going to need is dudes that can hit shots. That is what we need around Joel Embiid. We're going to have to hit our shots in a series, but if they can do that, there's no stopping Joel Embiid. And if they have to double or triple, somebody's going to have to hit open shots.
Exactly. If we make that trade for Halliburton and Barnes, I think we good. I think we good.
Yeah, we got to make something happen.
I just think Maxey and Thibault are untouchable, and of course JoJo's are untouchable. But besides that, I feel like we just need like 2 or 3 solid players and we're good to go.
Yeah, we gotta go on and we gotta make something happen, man. Hey, I appreciate the call, man.
No problem.
Thank
you guys
man.
make things work.
Appreciate it. That's a great call in my opinion. Just my opinion though. I don't know. Like all the people that don't want to make a trade, that want to wait, like what do you guys think? I know there's some in the chat. Call into the show. Give me some thoughts. Talk with me, man. Where's that dude that said Joel Embiid wasn't good? There's people that think that, and that's why sometimes I don't get the fan base. You know what I mean? The people on the Tobias Harris hating front are a little bit quiet, man. This is all we need from Tobias. It's all we need. It's all we need. Circular motion, what's going on? D, what's going on? We do this every year. The regular season is different from the playoffs. Playoffs, you need superstars to win. You know, I've said the same thing, Ike, in previous years, but look at last year. Look at the last 4 teams that survived last year. Look at the last 4 teams that survived. The only team that had multiple big-name stars didn't even make the finals. You're telling me this team can't build a Milwaukee roster? We can't build an Atlanta roster? I mean, come on, man. I just think it's a little bit different now. I think I think Joel's just that great. You just haven't seen a guy reach this level of greatness. But, I mean, if you guys are content with just waiting and, you know, I don't know what you're going to wait for. Do you think we're actually going to get a star? I don't know, man. It's a little bit risky in my eyes. Tyrese Maxey just became the 14th player in NBA history to put up 33, 8, and 4 blocks with fewer than 4 turnovers. The other 13 are all Hall of Famers or locks. He's the second youngest on the list, only older than LeBron. All right, then. I still can't believe he had 4 blocks in this game. That was nuts. This was a statement game from Tyrese Maxey. This was a statement game. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Steven Adams didn't really get going. I thought he would have a pretty good game. You know, obviously he usually plays well against Joel Embiid, but he didn't really do that much. I mean, he had 12 rebounds, but man, Tyrese was he was unbelievable. Crazy. Sixers team showed up and they showed grit, man. They showed the will to win, and they got it done. It's crazy. I still don't know how we out-rebounded this team, honestly. We need a small forward that can at least score 12, then another athletic player off the bench. Yeah, but look, I feel like I was the first one to say this, like, weeks ago. Like, we just need a quality starter, and we need some bench help. Obviously, your rotation shortens in the playoffs. The game gets slower, but when the game gets slower, you are going to not have a point guard on the floor that can't score the ball. You're going to have more space around Joel Embiid, and he's going to be able to operate. So, 31-19, man. 50 games, by the way, guys. 50 games. It's funny, the 2-5 stands are nowhere to be found. Remember, they were the ones hating on Joel. He's hit a different level. And here we are, man. 50 games into a season. I mean, that's a quick 50 games. And we're playing with a huge hole in the roster. And we're 31-19. That speaks to the greatness of a Joel Embiid, man. Last year was an aberration in terms of injuries. I do remember that, and I think that's a fair point. Embiid's playing at an all-time level, but playoffs come, double and triples are coming. Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm saying, Ike. That's exactly what I'm saying, man. We need to get a couple high-profile shooters that we can consistently rely on. I think Danny Green is starting to find his rhythm a little bit. I'm not going to say he's there yet, but he is starting, just like last year, to heat up now in the second half. Curry can usually hit. He needs to get a couple games under his rhythm. And Tobias going to have to hit. Like, we do need guys to consistently hit, which is why I think we need a couple big shooters. I think we need a couple big shooters on this team. I've been saying it before anybody else, man. Everybody wants to wait for a James Harden trade. I just want to get a couple key shooters because, look, even if you try to go out and make a move and you contend this year and it doesn't work out, you can still be flexible in the offseason. This whole notion that if we trade 2-5 and get a couple key pieces but it doesn't work out this year, that our entire future is stripped. No, I think it's the other way. I think if you wait and you don't trade 2-5 and then the offseason comes and you don't get a star and you don't move that contract, I think then your franchise is looking down because then Joel Embiid gets dissatisfied. And then we're at a place where it's like, why didn't we go make a move and compete? Why didn't we go make a move and try something? Then you're trying to move a guy that now hasn't played in a year. And when nobody becomes available, just like we thought wasn't going to happen now, and right now there's not a lot of star power available, then what's going to happen? I still think you can maneuver, and I think Daryl Morey would find a way to reconfigure something. But I think you absolutely have to do something with the way this team is playing. This team is not a lost hope by any means. Just my opinion, though. Philly Talk Podcast is bro was lit. Can't go to sleep. Had us getting to the third by the end of January. Here we are. Make the trade. Exactly, man. Exactly. Circular motion. That's funny, man. I think this team is playing in spite of 2-5. They just keep getting counted out, and there's a good vibe right now, man. Nobody's counting us in. They don't care about us. Just keep winning games until we get to the trade deadline, man. I need this team to do something, man. I've been behind Morey this entire time. I need him to try something. He at least has to get some bench help for this squad. Yeah, Kane, it's been 50 games, guys. We're 31-19. It's crazy. 50 games. Crazy, man. Unreal. Unreal. We still got 265 in here, guys. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll take a couple more callers. Have you guys enjoyed this post-game version? Have you guys enjoyed this? Let me know in the chat. Like I said, we try to diversify the content. By the way, if you're still here, I will say I'm going to put out a video later this week that you'll definitely want to check out. And I have a couple big collabs in the next few days, guys. One of them's coming tomorrow. So you guys are definitely going to want to be on the lookout and hit that notification bell. We got a big collab coming tomorrow. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, man. Jerry says, Joel will lobby for more to get Halliburton, but no way am I trading Thibault. Thibault's that spark, man. I thought Thibault, continues to improve his jump shot. I thought he had a nice one tonight. Nice three-pointer. I still am a bit worried about the playoffs playing Matisse because he's going to have to do something on offense. By the way, that little late scoop that he had off the glass, I didn't even talk about that because there was so many crazy plays. That little scoop by Matisse was probably the most ballsy thing he's ever done in his life and somehow got it to go. That was insane. That was insane. But, Thibault's defensive impact is huge. It's huge. And he will continue to develop into a great player, in my opinion. But we got to get something done, man. We got to get something done. See if we can get a couple more callers in here. 215-798-7638. Call into the show. Sixers post-game live, bringing you the instant fan passion, reaction, analysis. Big game tonight, man. Big win. Big win tonight. There will be more players available in the offseason as Beal does not seem happy with his team. They're not happy. See, we say this every single time, though. There should have been guys available last offseason. There should have been guys available at the deadline. Those guys are not. And we're not getting a whole haul. We're just not. No, I don't want to make the worst trade in history and ruin everything. But I want to help this team out, man. I want to help this team out and get something done. Don't mean to be negative after a great game, but one minor thing, Bassey didn't look great. Hey, we're here talking, debating, discussing. That's what we do, man. No negativity. It's just debate. Just your thoughts. And I actually agree with your thoughts. I thought Charles Bassey looked like he hadn't played in about 20 games. And that is actually the truth. He hasn't played in how long? Like, I don't know why Doc had to, put him in for as much as he did. I get it. Drummond has to rest. Isaiah Joe got, a good run early on, and he was playing out of his mind. And, man, Isaiah Joe was great tonight. I wish he would get more consistent run, but he probably won't. Yeah, I don't think Maxey will come up in serious trade talks. I don't think it'll happen because Tyrese Maxey's just that great. He's just that great. So guys, call into the show, man. We at least need one more to cap it off. Funny to me how Danny always seems to hit a huge three but makes no others. Danny hit a big shot, man. And I think his veteran leadership, even though he does say some weird things, I think he has his guys' backs. And I'm hoping that this is the start of a run for Danny Green. I really do. Hope we get that from Danny. Let's go back to the caller line. Yo, what's going on? You're on the show.
Hey, RB, how's it going, man?
What's up, man?
Good. First thing, man, Maxey's not going anywhere. He cannot be included in any form of trade whatsoever.
Yeah, no way.
I saw this rumor earlier today, where Brooklyn may trade Maxey and Ben Simmons for James Harden. That cannot happen. Bro.
No, that's not happening.
That cannot happen.
No.
That would be tragic. Maxey embodies what Philadelphia is.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
He goes to work. you give him his job, he goes there, he does it.
He's only 21 years old. He's just sensational.
Right. Exactly. And I'm just thinking, the people that passed on him last year or during the draft, they must be sick right now.
Yeah, man. I think we lucked into him because of the whole pandemic situation. I just think like he fell and somehow he fell right into our lap, which is great, and I'm really happy about it.
Yeah, and I saw your video when he got drafted, and you were like, "Not Maxey, please, not Maxey." Well, that just had me dying.
That's a misconception because Maxey was on my draft board, but I did think the Sixers needed a pure shooter, which was actually I wanted Desmond Bane, who we saw tonight. I wasn't mad about the Maxey pick, specifically Maxey himself. I just wanted a shooter. And coming out of college, well, he was shooting 29% from three. And, well, I got to give him credit. He's improved it in 1 year, and he's a lot better.
Yeah, that's fair. I can see where you came from. At the time, we didn't need shooters.
Yep.
Yeah, man. But for sure, we got a good one. I think we need to hold on to him, whatever happens.
Absolutely.
So, whatever happens, we need to hold on to him.
I agree.
Because at the end of the day, Embiid, we don't know how long he's going to be around. Hopefully, he's around for the next 10 years. But, but we don't know what's going to happen with Embiid. So, I think Maxey is one of those people that can carry the torch when Embiid finally hangs it up,
Yeah, he can do that now. He can do that as the second option, man. He's got it.
That is true. I wouldn't. Nah. Come on, man. I wouldn't have Maxey as a second option on the championship team. Third option, maybe.
Why not?
But
we give him every opportunity. He comes out just absolutely slicing and dicing through defenses every time we give him a chance. Still has some maturity.
That is true.
I get that, but I think Maxey's a baller, man.
Yeah, he is a baller for sure. At least we agree on that. But yeah, man, just want to call in and give my thoughts as well.
Yeah, appreciate the call, man. Shout out to the caller. I agree. I wouldn't move Tyrese Maxey. He's not going to get traded. There's no way Maxey gets traded. Daryl's not that dumb. That's not happening. No way. But yeah, this was a beautiful game. Like I said at the beginning, I wish Tyrese Maxey would be able to do this even when Joel Embiid is in the lineup on the floor. Maybe even if you're Doc Rivers, you have to stagger minutes. I thought there was a little bit odd rotations down the stretch. I didn't like getting Maxey back in at the 7-minute mark. I wanted him to come in a little bit earlier. And for a couple minutes there, we hadn't scored. I think it was in like 4.5 minutes. We hadn't scored in 4.5 minutes, and we needed, we needed a spark. We needed something to happen, and we're just throwing up any shot. But Tyrese Maxey came back right in, and he was just going, nailing right through the defense, and I loved it. I loved it, man. Kid has star potential. He really does. This is probably his best game of the year. 33 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 blocks. I'm sorry, 8 assists, 3 rebounds. 8 assists, 3 rebounds, 4 blocks, and a steal. So, yeah, I thought it was a huge game, man. But we'll read some comments in the chat and then hop on out of here. But, shout out to everybody. Hope you guys are at least enjoying this post-game stream. I would love to, eventually get another, co-host when I do these post-games. That'd be nice. But, yeah, we're bringing the content in every form, man. We got the voice of the fans, man. Lucas says Maxey 4 blocks is crazy. It's nuts. Patty says, why is a 6'2" Maxey more aggressive driving to the basket than 2'5"? Yeah, because Maxey has heart. He has the flair. Look at that play right there. With 25 seconds to go, he just goes right in. No fear, man. And he can only get better. And the reason I think he can only get better is because he wants to. He's got that heart. He just loves Philly, man. He was meant for Philly. He was meant for this city, man. It was between Maxey or Cole Anthony. Yeah, those are my top 2. Maxey and Cole Anthony. Those are my guys. And, I liked him, man. I really did. I liked Halliburton as well, but I knew we weren't going to get him. And then in the second round or late first, I like Desmond Bane, and he had a huge game tonight. Like I said, 34 or 33 points he had. 34 for Desmond Bane. He's panning out to be a real good pick for the Memphis Grizzlies. And they've been drafting well. So shout out to them, man. D says, need to do a 3 to 4 team trade to get Ingram for the starting lineup and Gordon for the bench. They would both be Philly favorites, dogs, more shooting, defense, shot creating. Love it. I love it, man. That's what we need, guys. Don't know how much more I'll be saying it over the next 10 days. I'm sure it'll be a lot, but it'll be the same thing I've been preaching. We can make this happen. Daryl has to do something. Just something. He's got to do something. I'm not content on waiting, man. I'm not content on waiting. If it happens, I'll live with it, but I don't want to see this team wasted. And I hope that we get more benchmark games like this, because I tweeted this morning. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter, follow me right now at RB Philly Take. I tweeted this morning and I said this is a benchmark game. That was before I knew Joel Embiid was resting, which, by the way, was a well-deserved rest day for Joel Embiid. That was before I knew he was resting. And we still come out with a W. So I think we need to play more good teams so that people can see what we've been saying, how they play up to competition. Let's see. We got the Wizards without Bradley Beal, so that'll be an interesting game. We probably should take the win. And we have Dallas, which they flexed to 10 p.m. on ESPN. I don't know why they flexed that game to 10 p.m. That's pretty frustrating. And we have the Chicago Bulls and then the Phoenix Suns. So we have some interesting games coming up. Dallas is on a stretch right now. Chicago, Phoenix. I think Chicago has some guys out. But, hey, Phoenix is a red-hot team. That's going to be a tough game nonetheless. But we have some games coming up here where we can continue to make some noise. We can continue to make some noise. We can keep it going, keep it rocking, and keep it rolling, man. All we can do for now is just keep on winning games and see where the future takes us. But to be honest, the entire complexity of this team, the entire just momentum, the vision, it all depends on what happens in the next 10 days. And I'm actually a little bit surprised because usually starting today is when the rumors will start to heat up. Usually like the week before you start, grinding them gears and you're getting into the news and rumors. I have a feeling, just my personal feeling, that the next couple days we're going to start to hear some rumblings. We're going to start to hear it more. But getting into next week, we're going to hear bombshell after bombshell after bombshell. Unless it's just a quiet trade deadline. Then maybe not. But I think this week is really where it starts to turn up. But oh man, it's going to be very interesting, guys. I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait. I'm anxious about it. I just want to see what's going to happen. I love the way that this team is fighting together, and I love the way that Joel Embiid is playing. And for the fourth time, this team is not the favorite or anything like that. I know we're gloating tonight after a big win. We're not the favorite or anything like that, but we do have a shot. And I think Daryl needs to do something. So we'll see. 10 p.m. on a Friday is cool. It might be cool with you. It might be cool with me. But I don't know. Those late games kind of mess us up sometimes. They kind of mess us up. Phoenix before the trade deadline. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It will. Would you do Bradley Beal for Simmons? Absolutely. Absolutely. Bradley Beal makes his team a championship contender. Bradley Beal needs a request out of Washington. He won't do it, though, because he's Bradley Beal and he loves Washington. But Bradley Beal has been one of my top targets for a long time. I just have given up talking about it because he just is not going to leave. And now Spencer Dinwiddie apparently might get traded. And I'm hearing some other rumblings, so who knows what the Wizards are going to Wizards. You get what I'm saying? They're going to be the Wizards. And Bradley Beal is going to be Bradley Beal, and he probably will not do anything. But I wish he would. I wish. So we'll see what happens, man. We will see what happens. Still 240 in here, guys. Please be sure to hit the like button if you did enjoy this stream. Let me know if you guys like the post-game lives. Let me know in the chat, man. Shout out to all the people tuning in, the great channel members, the ones that make it possible. People showing love all across the nation. Shout out to Sixers Nation, man. You guys are the best. This was an amazing win. It was a high-energy, a fueled game. This was just an upbeat type of game with the big-time plays and the big-time moments. It was fun to watch, man. It was fun to watch. We're going to be back tomorrow with something big, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we got a couple collabs this week. A couple big videos, streams. Might be live every single day. What do you guys think about that? We got to keep on talking about all this stuff. The next 10 days are going to be a crazy time in this franchise. But anyway, man. That's all I got for this one. Sixers take down the Memphis Grizzlies in overtime, 122 to 119. Sixers move to 31-19 on the season. Keep on winning. Big win without Joel Embiid. Big time game, man. Tyrese Maxey showing up. Tobias, Drummond, the guys, the underdogs, taking down John and a feisty Memphis team, man. Big time wins, man. Big time wins. On to the next one. Sixers get the dub. You guys have a great night. Be sure to hit that like button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. See y'all tomorrow, man. Have a good one. Peace.